Man is that creature who can recognize patterns. This ability allowed us to view the stars, the moon and the sun, and recognize time in the seasons, so we knew when winter was coming. This was a survival skill and the beginning of our divination tradition. Many ancient cultures had stone observatories, such as Stonehenge, that told us when the equinoxes and solar solstices were occurring. These were the 4 cardinal points in the yearly cycle and allowed us to navigate time in the seasons. A natal or birth chart is a snapshot of the heavens at the moment of your birth. The left-hand side shows the constellation rising in the east, and that moment determines your ascendant sign and the 12 houses. The houses are where the planetary energies play out in any given period. There are basically 4 main quadrants in a chart, although the size can vary with the different house systems. The chart represents 1 year as the sun travels through all 12 signs in a year, but the chart also represents the energy patterns for a person's entire life. If you would like to study more closely the listed qualities of each house, just pause the video and screenshot the list. I will be reviewing the seasons for the Northern Hemisphere, and the first quadrant represents spring and the early life. The first house is how you approach life. Any planet in the first house will have an Aries type quality to it, no matter your personal rising sign. People strong in Aries will generally have lots of energy, are active and forward-moving, often athletes or soldiers, and are pioneering. Everything comes alive in April, as spring represents new births and beginnings. Taurus is the house of values, resources, securities, nature, the senses, and your self-worth. Taurian energy is more grounded and down to earth, and is a time in nature that seeds take root. It is slow and steady. People with strong Taurus get the job done and are tenacious, and mid-spring is the most common plowing season. It is a time to be in nature and sow seeds for the future harvest. Gemini is late spring and is an active social time of school and learning, developing skills, being curious about life, and networking with our close environment. And that includes our siblings, friends, neighbors, co-workers, or classmates. Gemini is an adaptable sign given to thinking about the possibilities and communicating your ideas. Cancer is the beginning of summer, and there's more social time to spend at home doing cooking and domestic chores and thriving in a nurturing environment. It is the sign of home and family, heritage and ancestry, and it rules our emotional attachments. Cancer is the sign of the moon and the Zodiac queen, and is a time Mother Nature is busy nurturing all that she is creating. Leo is the peak of the summer heat, a social time to play in the sun, and is entertainment, games, drama, romance, creativity, and hobbies. It is the house of fun and healthy self-expression, and nature is in full bloom in Leo. Virgo season is the end of summer, back to school, and is a big harvest month in the countryside. Virgo separates the wheat from the chaff and is the sign of service, organization, health, work, and daily routines, and is a special time of reaping. Librans are born at the beginning of autumn, signaling the fall equinox with equal days and nights. Libra is the sign of balance and mature relationships. In times past, autumn was a season for tribal members to cooperate to finish the harvest, distribute the grain reserves and resources, and prepare for the coming winter. It is a sign of business, fairness, trading, and contracts. Decisions had to be made as to who would receive what, and was there enough grain for the winter? Or would some of the livestock need to be slain? Libra is the sign of deliberation and fair judgment. Scorpio is the season where weather is getting cooler and is the last chance for hunting. It was a time to slaughter necessary animals, to smoke and salt, preparing for the long winter season. It was also a time to figure out who you were going to be shacking up with for the long winter nights ahead. Scorpio is the sign of sharing our assets, intimacy, sex, power, and crises necessary for growth. Sagittarius is the end of autumn and beginning of winter. Food reserves were still good and abundant, and celebrations were favored to honor the winter solstice and the days of light that would be getting longer. It is the holiday time of Christmas and joy. Sagittarius is the sign of optimism, travel, religion, and philosophy. Capricorn is early winter and a more serious sign of hard work to make sure the house was secure, the wood pile chopped, and the food was stored away safely. The environment outside is snowy, barren, and often austere. It is a time of cool emotion, restricted movement, and a need for thriftiness and good management. Capricorn is the sign of structure, ambition, achievement, career, and bosses. Aquarius is the sign of midwinter and cabin fever or sudden reversals. Being cooped up for weeks or even months on end can make you want to break free and be independent from the tribe even though you need them. Emperor penguins exemplify the importance of the group, cooperating by rotating in a huddle during the worst of winter. Aquarius is the sign of benefits through groups and networks, friendships, eccentric behavior, genius, rebellion, and also our hopes and wishes. Pisces is the spiritual sign at the end of a long winter, and our bodies have become weak and exhausted, hovering between this world and the next. Pisces is the sign of dreams, the subconscious, imagination, illusion, and the faith needed to get through the last frozen shadows of winter. Pisces is also the sign of secrets, fears, isolated places, suffering, charity, altruism, and the world of spirit.